Hey Riverside, this is Mr. Bentley, and I'm sitting here with Mrs. Bentley because we want to talk to you about something that we're both really passionate about, something that really matters to both of us. You may not know, because most of you knew Mrs. Bentley when she was either a music teacher or a kindergarten teacher, but for the last couple of years, Mrs. Bentley's been working specifically on helping teachers teach students how to read and write, something called literacy. She worked on getting a master's degree as a reading specialist, and reading is something that she is really, really super passionate about. And so I'm going to kind of ask her some questions about reading, talk to you guys about it, because one of the things we want to convey to you is just how important we believe it to be, and we hope that by the end of this fireside chat, you'll believe that too. Reading matters, and why we want you to read a little bit every day, even in summer vacation, because of what it will do for you. So hi, Mrs. Bentley.
I found a little quote. Hi.
Hey, what's your quote?
I found a little quote about reading every day, and it really is important. I know you've been talking about a lot of things at the fireside chats, but reading can actually improve your emotional health, your IQ, and there is some evidence that readers live longer than non-readers. But I was just reading some quotes about that.
One of the things that I've heard is that reading does the same thing for your brain as exercise does for your body.
Yes, it really exercises your brain. You can build your vocabulary. After you're reading and hearing things in conversation, you can actually talk more intelligently about things.
Awesome. So tell me, so I don't remember how I learned how to read. It was a long time ago. I can think of like letters and putting letters together and making sounds, but you know a lot about the process of reading. Can you talk a little bit about kind of how that process starts, and then what are the key elements, what are the really important parts of reading that would help us as middle schoolers?
Well, really, reading is thinking, and you need to be making meaning, and really, when I'm reading, I'm constantly asking questions to the author, to the characters, to myself, and just I stop and wonder and really think about what I'm reading.
What are some of the questions you would ask?
Sometimes I ask, why did the character say and do that? I wonder what motivates them to do that, or how did they learn to do something? What are questions you ask a reader? Do you do that?
Well, I ask, what are the feelings being portrayed in the story? What do the senses? What do I see, smell, taste, feel in the midst of the words?
Yeah, I like to visualize when I read and just imagine the whole thing. When you watch a movie, it's all there for you. You really don't have to think. In fact, I often don't think and could watch a movie over and over because I don't pay attention. But when I read, I have trouble reading the same book over and over because I really get into it and imagine it and visualize it. But I know other people, my daughter will read the same book over and over because she just loves it. Mm-hmm. So everyone's different as a reader.
Yeah, when you find that book, though, it really matters. So, for example, you guys may not know this about me, but when I was a kid, reading was not one of my favorite things to do. I did it begrudgingly. I would read to be able to answer questions on tests, or I'd read to make my teachers happy, but I really didn't enjoy reading a lot. I'd rather be outside playing or things. But I was introduced a long time ago to a story about King Arthur. And it was a book called The Once and Future King by T.H. White. And it was the story of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table and the whole story of the kingdom of Camelot and all that took place in that. And I was hooked. Now this is, actually this belongs to my grandson, and this is a graphic novel about that story, and it's just a great book. And so, you can read graphic novels, you can read full-length novels, you can read Reader's Digest magazines and short articles, but you can find, at some point, you'll find something that will trigger an interest in you.
Yes, that's very true. I was reading a new book. I'm always reading a new book, but sometimes it's hard to get books right now, so I just have the Kindle app, and at the end, I'm going to have my daughter talk about another way to get a hold of some books right now, but this part is like, when you get a good book, you can't put it down, or when you love to read, you never want to stop. Listen to this character. At night, when everyone else in the house went to sleep, she crept upstairs and snatched books to read in the moonlight. She overheard the butler boast to a visiting writer that Mr. Vanderbilt had collected 22,000 books, only half of which fit in the library room. The others were stored on tables and shelves throughout the house. And to Seraphina, these were like June berries, ripe for the picking, too tempting to resist. No one seemed to notice when a book went missing, and she would borrow books off the shelves, read them, and put them back in a day or two. And it just reminds me of me, like I'm just, all summer long is actually when I do the most reading for fun. During the school year, I like to read about how to help you read. So I kind of read a lot of professional books, but I couldn't do my job if I didn't read. And I had to read to learn to teach reading. Very powerful. But
now you and I, we grew up in a day and an age when books were books. I mean,
right.
it was hardcover, paperback, pages you turn.
You had to go to the library.
And, oh, the smell of a book. We would go to the library.
There's nothing like it. If you can have the book on hand, I'm all for it.
But on your phone and with the Kindle reader and other readers like that, you can have literally a whole library right there at your fingertips.
Yeah, I literally always have a bunch of books in my library. The one I just read is from Seraphina and the Black Cloak, and she's hiding in the Biltmore estate, in the basement. She sleeps there. She's homeless. Another book I'm reading is Charlie Hernandez in the League of Shadows, and they're both series, and I want to read them all. I only put them down to play with my grandkids. Otherwise, I'd be reading. And I really love mysteries. They're my favorite.
She likes romantic mysteries.
Inspirational, romantic mysteries are my favorite. But once you find a favorite, it's going to be hard to get you to do your homework or help around the house. My daughter never puts a book down. We had a picnic today and she was still reading. But,
it was her dessert.
Yeah.
So, well, I wanted to talk to you about another book that my daughter is reading. It's called The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins, and it's part of the Hunger Games series. And I haven't read it yet. In fact, I just heard about it. But just a quick snippet about it. This is the story of President Snow and kind of the prequel. Would you call it a prequel? It's the prequel of before the Hunger Games. And so I'm looking forward to reading this when she gets done with it.
All right. Do you want to learn about another app, a way to get books?
I think, especially in this time when libraries are closed, or I'm pretty sure the library in Springfield, for example, is doing curbside pickup. So you can call and they will bring a book out to you curbside.
That's
I think
nice.
what they've been doing. You can get it online, of course, but there are other ways to get books as well. So sure.
On the Kindle app, you can read for free. So if your parents help you get a Kindle app on a device in your home, they actually have a lending library now, so you can actually get books through Amazon.com and say read for free, and it goes right to a Kindle app. So a lot of my books are that way, otherwise I wouldn't be able to afford to eat. So another app is called, I'm gonna have my daughter tell us. We're actually at her house for the holiday. Come on over. You can use my phone. I'm gonna just talk about it. I'll show you. This is my daughter Danielle.
Hello.
I helped teach her to read when she was a baby.
The app is actually called Overdrive. I know
Overdrive.
most of the Vermont libraries use this. All you need is a library card number, and it looks like this. Overdrive. If you sign in with your library card number, then you have access to another entire library of awesome books.
So since I just found out about that, I'm gonna be trying that out. Are you?
Oh yeah, I love it. And the library card, for me, I remember the first time I got a library card, I was probably 6th or 7th grade, and I remember them giving it to me, and I felt like I was being given a passport, because the library where I grew up, just outside of Albany, New York, was just full of books of all kinds of things. And once I met King Arthur, I looked for everything I could read about him. And you might find the same thing, something you get an interest in that hooks you and keeps you, and you can't put it down. I know some of you might think, well, I just don't like reading, but when you find something you like to read, it will captivate you.
I challenge you, if you do not like reading, you need to just read the first page of a zillion books until you find that book, because when you find that book and get hooked, everything in your life depends on reading. So if you can just find that book that really interests you and then just start reading, you'll be amazed at what happens with you, your life, your thinking, and what you live and experience.
Yeah,
So,
I've heard that just being able to read and comprehend what you read can up your possible lifetime income
Yes.
by phenomenal amounts. So
Yeah.
it'll make a big
And
difference.
it only takes 15 minutes a day to change what you can read. So it doesn't even matter. You could start with any book that you can actually read, and pretty soon you'll be reading. Nothing will be able to stop you from what you choose to read. So if you feel like you're not a great, strong reader, pick something and start somewhere. A little reading every day, and you will change. And I'm here to help you because I have some exciting news.
That's right.
I'm going to be at your school next year.
Yay! Mrs. Belly's going to be working with readers and in our school as an interventionist. So we're really excited about that opportunity too.
If you need any help at all, you come see me.
All right. So read something, read a little bit every day. Find something that is of interest to you. Find something that you connect with. It can be something short. It can be something long. But what you'll be doing for your brain and what you'll be doing for your future really makes all the difference. So thanks for joining us
even
at
for
this
your
Fireside.
rest.
And even for what?
If you're rest, you'll sleep better if you read.
Oh yeah, how many times do we fall asleep with a book right there? So absolutely. So thanks for joining us for this Fireside. We look forward to seeing you guys again real soon. Can't wait for us to get back together again. One more quick piece of announcement. The yearbooks have come in, and they are, right now they're in my hallway waiting to be distributed, but we were through the generous gifts from people in our school and our community. We're going to be able to give every single one of you a copy of the yearbook, and so I look forward to getting that into your hand as soon as possible as well. So until then, thanks for joining us, and this is Mr. and Mrs. Bentley
Can't wait to
saying
see
see you later on. Bye guys. Oh, our grandkids.
These are our grandkids. They love to read. Hold up your favorite book. This is Jethro, and we've all quarantined, so we're safe to be together. This is Jethro. He likes to read Robin Hood. And this is Jaden, and she likes to read the Tierra Club. And
He's a girl, I'm a boy.
she actually
Thank you for clarifying that.
wasn't reading as much and found this collection and can't put it down. And she is really turning into a beautiful reader. And Jethro is just learning to read and already reading such graphic novels, which, by the way, are usually higher reading levels than you think.
And he's hooked on King Arthur, just like his papa was. Bye guys, thanks
Keep
for joining
reading.
us.